Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 3rd of November 2024. Now I'm going over the site today, so to be honest there's not too much really going on. So there is updates, but it's more nuanced stuff and a lot of stuff going on internally. I will try and point out anything that I see that does appear different, but in all honesty this is just going to be a nice little flyover as we talk about Everton, talk about some people, talk about Dunk's Pigeons deciding to make a guest appearance in this video as they nearly knocked my bloody drone out to the sky, which you will see in about 3, 2, 1, around about here. So yeah, I was flying and these bloody pigeons right through my camera, so it came either side of the camera. It was, I will say, to be perfectly honest, it was a bit of a clenching moment. But yeah, looking over the site at the moment, so if you actually look at the Everton video, a lot of the stuff is more nuanced on the terms of the inside. So we're talking like the updates on the players' tunnel, talking about the lighting, talking about like the video editing room, all stuff like that. Even the announcers room, so where Rossi does all the announcing and everything, so he's actually got himself a nice little insulated room now rather than being, I believe he's actually sitting right behind the players, so now he's actually got a place on the inside. You probably noticed I just stopped there when I was doing the little fly for the south stand. What I'd noticed, by my eye, I actually noticed that there was some flashing inside of the windows, so I tried to actually get a little bit lower here and we come across and you can actually see on the inside, you can actually see they're doing some tests on the televisions in the south stands concession area. Also, you can actually see here very, very closely, if you look, you can actually see the escalators as well, just behind the mesh of the black, in the very middle of the screen right now. You can see like the blue lights for the escalators. So these are little bits that I don't intentionally see when I'm flying, but the stuff that I've actually noticed. I noticed this while I was flying, but there is some stuff when I'm in Everton that I actually notice, and it does surprise me all the time. There's always little details that I miss out on. So yeah, one thing as well to note, if you actually go past the ground right now, you will notice that outside the gates, you've got all the letters from B through to D. So you got gate B, C, and D. I'm probably going to assume the big ones are going to be A and E, but who knows? So I'm going to make a nice little assumption here, and when you get a ticket for the ground, it's going to say, right, we recommend you go through gate B and get yourself to turnstiles 19 and 20. There'll be something along those lines. We all know the Everton like to work their ways like this. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to Darren as well. He actually told me that the tarmac that you can see right now where the car park is, that is pretty much the finished detail. I believe it's kind of like that gripping tarmac, so it's stuff that you can actually, if it's icy or wet, you're not going to run the risk of slippage. Again, shot in the dark on that one. But yeah, overall the west stand is looking really nice, so you can actually see the boardwalk is coming along really well. They've pretty much finished it from the looks of it as well. So you've only got the little end cap points by the looks of it. And just overall, the stadium is looking really nice. I do pan up a little bit here as well, so you can actually see the lights a bit better. So you can see that they've got the points now for the lights. So what's going to happen is over the next couple of weeks or so, before they give the keys back, them lights are going to get installed. So you can see them as well here. Where the bow cladding reaches the end, you can see them just hanging right there. So it's going to be nice. You're going to have a nice big blue effect on both sides there. I'm curious if that's going to bleed into the stadium and how that's actually going to look. So if you're inside of the stadium on a night game, when you're looking out, will it be visible? So will you see that blue lighting sort of giving like a nice little blue halo effect on the inside as well? If that's the case, that'll be awesome. I would actually like that quite a lot. But yeah, so while I was here today, I actually ran into a chap called Toffees R Us. So he actually runs a YouTube channel very similar to myself, Nick, Baz and all them. And he does some brilliant cinematography when it comes to his drone footage and everything. He does some amazing stuff. So if you guys want, I've put a link down below to his channel. I want you guys to give him some support. He is an amazing drone flyer. He's come a bit late into the game and everything. He speaks to Colin, who's SS Skies. But I'll be honest, his stuff is really, really good. I think you guys should give him some support. And he's also mentioned a few good things as well. So he actually mentioned that he's been speaking to a couple of people who are somewhat in the know when it comes to a lot of stuff that goes on around the stadium. And one thing that has been mentioned is Everton are trying to pursue the seating expansion. So right now, as you know, the seats right now for the capacity without safe standing is 52,880. This is going to try and get expanded to around 62,000 with the inclusion of safe standing. Everton is trying to push for that for the 2026 Euros game, just for the fact that they want this stadium to be in contention for a quarterfinals game. Now, he likes to question the validity. He has a 90% faith that what he's been told is true, but it's up in the air. I would like to say that is true. And there's also been mentioned, apparently, the way the stadium is actually designed, if we were to have the funding and the money in place, we should be able to expand the stadium by introducing another tier into the stadium. Where it would be, I'm not 100% certain. The way the stadium's built at the moment, there's no real overlapping second tier in the stadium, whereas if you look at the likes of in Goodison, where the Gladys Street is, for example, it does overlap itself, so the lower Gladys get to overlap by the upper Gladys. So if you are sitting, I'd probably say around row double M as a shot in the dark, you find that you kind of get letterboxed. So that's something I would be concerned about if we were to expand in that sort of regards. So let's say, for argument's sake, we did it with the north stands, because we can't really do it with the south stand because it's meant to be a single tier. I mean, it could be done, but if you were to do it from there, it would be one of them where you can actually push out a bit and get some seats further back. Now, would that potentially diminish the situation with some of the other seats in the lower section? Maybe, but I'm sure we've got this all taken into account. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care and have a great one. Up the fucking toffees, and peace.